Hello, how are you now? Well, that's a bit bright, isn't it? James Whelan here, occasional talking head for whatever it is now I'm doing. You are joining the Theory of Thing Investment podcast. I am James Whelan. I realise that I've still got the small caps watermark on here. This is not a small caps production, but if you get a chance, go and check out smallcaps.com.au anytime you like. I'm going to turn that light down because it's crazy. I'm joined here by Heath Moss of HLM Investments. Heath, how are you now?
Very well, mate. Very well. Coming into one of my favourite parts of the year, mate. I went out yesterday, late yesterday afternoon, just out to the backyard, and you got that smell of grass clippings and pollen in the air, and spring is certainly upon us, and we've got the AFL Grand Final tomorrow, which sort of, in my eyes, kicks off the warmer weather.
Oh,
But yeah,
it
really
does.
looking forward to it.
Yeah, with this bogus, it's an insane public holiday, and you know it, Victoria. It's such a stupid thing because I'm trying to do. I'm not holding back anymore, man. Seriously, I'm sleep deprived. I've been looking after the dog for a week. With the wife has taken the youngest down to it. She's elite level dancer, and so they've been at a special Melbourne program that's on down there. So I've been on full dog duty. We're trying to build a business. I've got a raise that's going on literally right now. Um, I've had to come out here to the place in Victoria, and I'm trying to get some things done, and everyone's just like, "Oh, it's a public holiday today." It's just like that's an insane thing to do. It's a bankrupt state. You can't take days off like this anymore, man. Seriously, you're in the hole.
I know.
Queen's birthday or whatever, go nuts. Christmas, Boxing Day, fine. The grand final eve is a stupid thing to go. We're going to have a day off in the state's best interest at this time. I'm going to go full Bernie Sanders on this
I
one.
know.
Full Bernie Sanders.
I'm
Never go full Bernie.
There we go. I'm here to ask for your donation. Yeah, and did you see during the week there was talk of they wanted to put a roof on the MCG? It would cost about $6 billion, and it was like, where the hell are you going to get $6 billion from, Victoria?
Just with money. Just make it up. That's all right.
Exactly.
Um,
Just get the old printer out.
Well, I'd tell you what, they'd be better off spending $6 billion to build a time machine, go back, boot out Dan Andrews from destroying the economy during COVID, and then everything would be fine. So that's how that is. I love coming down to the beach house. I always leave little surprises for myself, like this sort of thing. There's a sunglasses here. I've got a. If you would like to, this is how I meditate when I'm down here. That is a Focke-Wulf FW190A8. It's very specific. It's an FW190. I've already built one of these, so this is the second one that we've got. I come down here. It's just good meditation, just steady hand, no phone, just getting it, just achieving small things on a trip. So that's what I do. Hey mate, give us the wrap. What else is happening? And then we'll talk a cacophony of sport coming up this weekend. So get after it.
All right, mate. I'll share my screen. Hang on a sec.
Yeah, because I've been out, so I don't actually know what's going on. I know the market came off on good data.
Yep. All right. Hopefully we can see that now.
Yeah.
Yeah. What we got up there, obviously the S&P 500. It's been a bit of a dour week for the S&P. Started off well. We were up a little bit, and then we came back, and I mean, it feels like we're down 3 or 4% for the week, but we're only down just over 1%. So. It really it was a nothing week when it came to movement, but we hit record highs around 6,700. Earnings season was fantastic, well ahead of expectations. As you said last night, we got some the final revisions for the Q2 GDP data for the US. Came in red hot at plus 3.8% versus the plus 3.3% they were expecting, and it's what it's on the back of, which is personal consumption. It's the consumer that got revised up to plus 2.5% from, I think it was plus 0.16% in the last revision, and it was
cockroaches in the US consumer. Two things you can never kill. It's incredible.
Exactly, and so that saw that, and then we saw initial jobless claims come in very weak. I mean, only 218,000 versus the 233 expected. So the US economy is looking solid. I'm not going to say it's red hot. Jobs is still soft, and we're in that, no hiring, no firing sort of zone that we're in over there. But and then we've got the Fed that is probably still going to cut at least once more this year. That was reined in. I think it was 2 cuts priced in at the start of the week, but now it's around the one that's fully priced in.
Yep.
Everything's looking really good. I mean, it's hard when you look at the market and you see a market this frothy and valuations this stretched. Normally you'd be really concerned, but it's hard to see any catalyst for some very large sell-off. I mean, I said to you guys during the week that if tariffs got wound back, the Supreme Court decided that tariffs were illegal, and they were totally removed and they had to be repaid, etc. Then the market might turn to the debt again, the deficit again, and say, how are we going to fund all this again? Yeah,
especially if the Supreme Court found out that tariffs were illegal, then the US government would have to pay back every single tariff that they had collected that was over what wasn't. They've already spent that money.
Yeah. And it's about, I think it'd be about 150 to 200 bill at the moment.
It's not nothing.
No, it's not. And it's also what happens moving forward, because the tariffs are doing their job. They're going to bring in about 300 billion this year, 400 to 500 billion next year. That puts, takes a lot of pressure off the budget and the deficit, and helps start reining that in. So,
well, guys said it wasn't going to work.
The greatest tariffs ever. But no, it really, where do we go from there once when you think about the tariffs and the debt? If they got removed, where does America go there? Because they can't cut spending. It's too embedded now, the way they're spending. The austerity would kill them. They'd turn into a worse version of Europe. So I mean, it's really. But the good news is that most of the tariffs could be covered under other sections of legislation. At the moment, Trump's trying to get them all through on the basis of it's a state of emergency. The debt and the deficit, etc., are causing a state of emergency, and hence he was able to issue these tariffs. And that's what the whole court process is about, fighting against that. But there is a lot of different sections under legislation that he could place a lot of these tariffs under. So it's highly unlikely that they would all get removed. I think I heard something like 2/3 of them could easily stay. As for other catalysts, I mean, we've possibly got to shut down next week, but they never really happen. I mean, it's one of those things that comes up every few months or so. But apart from that, the stocks are flying. We may get to me here, it looks like we're going to pull back to about 6,500, and then go on our merry way. If we look at let's quickly cover the bell of the ball.
I'm going to Joe Biden here to see this. It's all right.
Let's look at gold. Gold. If you haven't been in AI or gold in this market, then you've been missing out, because gold has absolutely been flying. What are we at? 3,772. That's on the COMEX. The LME is a little bit lower than that, but still, gold just absolutely flying on the back of central bank buying is the number one catalyst. And then you've also got an environment where there's a weak US dollar, and rates have been falling. I mean, a few months ago, we were talking about rates, the 10-year around 4.8%. It's around 4.15% at the moment. So they have fallen considerably, and they will continue to fall, I think, over the next 6 months to 12 months. So gold has absolutely been flying. And silver last night had an absolute big night last night, up over $45 an ounce US. And actually, since June, has outperformed gold. I think since June, gold's up 13%, silver's up 36%. So silver has absolutely been flying as well. It's just we're getting to a scenario now where we're starting to see a lot of commodities play catch up. I think palladium and platinum are also flying. Copper is starting to look really good there. That's a very constructive chart there on copper. Up to $4.77 a pound there.
That is a good looking chart, that one, mate.
Yeah, it is a very good looking chart. We are starting to see copper supply really squeezed, and a lot of M&A action still happening. We've still got Anglo maybe looking to merge with Teck and pay a huge premium for it. And we saw with BHP's earnings, which came out earlier this month, or last month, that copper now makes up about 40% of EBITDA. So it is a really important strategic metal now moving forward, and that's looking great there. Oil, sort of meandering around this 60 to 65 range on the WTI. Obviously, Trump is looking to put pressure on the rest of the world in terms of buying oil and gas from Russia still. So if that was to happen, then Brent probably Brent outperforms because Brent is seaborne oil, whereas WTI is just landlocked US oil. But they would probably move up together. Look, I think this is close to a bottom as you're going to get on oil. The moving forward, OPEC seem to be quite content now with where production levels are. They're still trying to take back market share, but I don't see them. They haven't got the capacity anymore to keep on raising production. They've sort of wound back all those cuts they made over the last couple of years. Then of course, everyone's trying to, tap out on Russia and Russian energy. So that puts more pressure on other production, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm not saying oil is going to, head back over $100, but, $70 to $80 again in the next 12 months, I think is very plausible. And that's about it, mate. I mean, it's a quiet market. It's a good market when it's a quiet market. Yeah, it's not much, anything huge. Oh, sorry, just before we came online, Trump did announce new tariffs on pharmaceuticals, so 100% tariffs on pharmaceuticals, but it only applies to those who are not being manufactured or have plans to manufacture in the US and are patented and branded. So generic pharmaceuticals, etc., are not included in it, from what I'm reading, which is obviously most of the market because most patents run off after 7 years and then everyone comes in and makes their own genetic version of that drug. So
generic.
Yeah, America. Yeah,
not genetic.
But
generic.
No tariffs on Tylenol, as far as I know. So yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, that's it, mate. That's all I got to say. There's not much else I can say.
Mate, that is fantastic. Yeah, I'm all caught up. Cheers for that. Sorry, we are on the clock today. Speaking of copper, I've got to try and get this deal done and away now. Battling the forces and the tides of nature. From
fantastic
afar on this day. Mate, we've got the cacophony of things that we've got ahead of us here is absolutely insane. Obviously, sort of my end is crazy. It's just to continue one thing after another. I have won significant amounts of business since making the move to Invest House, Investor Pulse, smallcaps.com, which is all sort of part of the volatility group. It's an extraordinary move, and I'm really glad that I did it. Got a new guy starting soon, but let's talk about this weekend, mate. If you time it now, so right now it's 10:45 a.m. on the east coast of this great country of ours called Australia. Right now, the Seahawks are playing in the NFL. You can ride this one out. This evening, it'll be the NRL will be playing the semi-final. That goes into Ryder Cup, which starts my highlight of my calendar. Every 2 years, Ryder Cup, USA versus Europe. I always take the European side because Seppo's going to Seppo. And I think the Europe can do it in New York. It starts about 9:10 tonight. They've got the foursomes and the four balls after that. It's a beautiful format of play, big crowd energy. It's really good golf. It's fun, and it's very competitive. Rory got into a fight in a car park a couple of years back. That was one of the all-time highlights on this one. I've never seen more of myself in that guy than when he started. He was having an absolute hammer spray at someone in the car park because one of the caddies ran across his line when they were celebrating a putt, and he's. I think there might have been one or two beers involved after the game on the way back to the clubhouse, and on the way back to the hotel. And there was a bit of a Barney in the car park. I can be a little bit Rory-ish sometimes if the mood is upon me. I've been told, but so that's Europe, that's the USA, that's the Ryder Cup. That will then go into college ball. There's college one or two college games that are on the early ones on the Saturday. That'll then go into AFL Grand Final. NRL's other semi-final is on after that. Ryder Cup then goes straight in for day 2 of the Ryder Cup, and that's very competitive. That will then go into college game day, and then the college football. Ryder Cup day 3 then is at 9 o'clock that Sunday night. That will then go into NFL starting from 3 o'clock on Monday morning, our time in Sydney. And that'll go through well into the afternoon. So if you have a family, wish them the best.
Say goodbye.
Tell them you love them very much. Give them $20 each and tell them that you'll see them all on Tuesday, because that's pretty much how this goes. So
that's it.
Yep, mate. I don't really have anything else apart from just. I mean, I could try and spruik you a deal, but it's not out of the bag yet. So that's it. I might just talk to you about this offline. But that's pretty much my business right now. I've got a daughter who is in Canada. My Canadian trip went amazingly well.
Fantastic.
She's in Canada now. She's literally texting me right now asking for money. It's very handy. I don't know what to do about that. And Calgary was amazing. Vancouver was sensational. I had a really good catch up with RML, so that's Resolution Minerals over there. Really good lunch there. Did an interview with him as well. That got a lot of hits. That stock has just gone up. And then immediately after, basically as soon as I got off the plane back from Sydney, they went ahead and raised $25 million. So it shows the capacity of what I can bring to the table on that one. So that's a company that's going quite well. A few other little bits and pieces that are out and about, mate. Look, I'll let you go. It's a tidy little.
Just quickly, who have you got for the AFL Grand Final tomorrow?
Geelong win by 25.
All right, I'm going to take the other side of that ledger. Lions by 5 goals.
Lions by 5 goals.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
It's truth. That's a big one. That's how
it'll stay close for 3 quarters, and then they'll kick away in the last. I think you rarely get a close grand final these days. So
because you do push in, and the other team has to throw some caution to the wind. That goes badly. Next thing you know, you get blown out. Well,
all right.
Truth. Okay. I'll okay. Have a good one. Happy grand finals to everyone who's listening. Go Geelong. I reckon, actually, you know what? Paddy Dangerfield, everyone's going to be like, oh, he's going to get touches. I think that he will take the unders on touches. I think that he will sacrifice his touches to be able to get other people the ball. And he'll be a, what do you call it? Like a decoy.
Decoy? All right.
Decoy. Yeah, he'll be a decoy.
He's got a sore shoulders and back from last week anyway. Put them on his back and get them over the line. I mean, it's one of the best performances I've ever seen in a finals.
He was everywhere. He was absolutely everywhere, and that's why I think he's going to go. And you know what? He'll do what has to be done for the flag. He'll put his hand up and say, "Look, they'll come after me. They'll mark me hard. Let the other guys get a bunch of touches and win the flag." And that's what I think is going to happen. So
fair enough.
Mate, I got to go. I got to send money to Canada somehow. I'll talk to you later on. Have a good one.
Have a good one, everyone. See you later.
Stay safe, everyone. This has been the Theory Thing Investment Podcast, brought to you by smallcaps.com.au. I don't know, something like that. Okay. Thanks, mate. Talk to you soon. Bye.